Do I want to go out? No. Do I have a choice? No. Am I going? Yes. I just saw this video on like what you were doing today, or on this day, what happened today, and it's a video of me going out to multiple bars and clubs, obviously, which is part of my job, on trade visits. Basically, what a trade visit is, for those who aren't in my industry, it's going to see all of your customers and seeing what's going on and checking, see whatever, blah 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 blah. And it just made me reflect on how unhappy I was in this role that I was in, right? So, for context, I have been in the advertising and then subsequently alcohol brand marketing space in South Africa. I then applied for roles here, and I think maybe I was a little bit naive because I thought that I had some sort of seniority because in South Africa, by the stage that I left, I didn't have to be out in the trade at all. When I got to Dubai, I was basically starting from scratch, even though I believed that I was senior. And obviously, when you move to a new country, there's going to be a level of getting to know the market, getting to know customers, getting to know the field, and being out in the field for some time until you know it, until everyone knows you, etc. But this video is from when I was already in Dubai for 3.5 years, no, 3 years, and it pained me every single time to go out. When I first got to Dubai, I was super disoriented. I had been offered, oh no, let's bring your stuff over from South Africa as part of my relocation package, and I packed up my apartment in Cape Town, and all my stuff was meant to come here. It took months and months to come here. I was sleeping on the floor for a long time because when you move, you stay in the hotel for a month, and then you get your own apartment, and then your stuff is going to arrive, right? But my HR at the time was super useless. They messed up my hotel stay, and then there was a time when I didn't have somewhere to stay. Then I stayed at my boss's house because he was going back to the UK over Christmas. I moved in December. Over Christmas, so he's like, okay, stay at my place while we figure everything out. And then I stayed at his place. Then I moved into my own place because I only had 30 days leeway from the company. And then my stuff didn't come in time. The company that they'd hired to ship my stuff was dodgy. Hey, it was a whole stress. So moving to a new place, you're super displaced as far as where you're staying, and hey, it was a whole host of things. My boss, we're still friends to this day. I think if you go down my videos, you'll see that when I was in the UK, I went to go and see him. We are still super, super close. But when I was here, when I first started, he was not really good at like onboarding me and giving me a lay of the land or whatever. I basically just started and he was like, okay, Tinge, good luck. So there was that element as well of like dealing with stakeholders, and I didn't know what I was doing, and he was just like, you got it, girl, let's go. So Nje, I was completely discombobulated, and I just broken up with my boyfriend in Cape Town. Hey, I was going through it, so I was not in the right space. But anyway, I say this to say, when I came here, I expected that I was senior enough to not have to be in the trade anymore, because I'd been in the trade my entire career. And by the time that I was marketing manager, there were brand managers, there were brand ambassadors, there were sales reps. Everyone can go into the trade. I don't need to go into the trade. I write strategy, I do all the planning. I don't need to be in the trade unless I need to be in the trade. And of course, I knew that when you come to a new country, you're going to have to do that a little bit and then hands off. It was not that. In this entire 3 months, when I'm going through all this turmoil that I'm explaining, my boss says to me, Tinge, listen, the sales team feels like you're not in the trade enough, you're not going out, you're not this and this and this. And I was like, okay, cool. I understand where they come from, even though I was really struggling as someone who's come to a new country and going through all of those things. I said, okay, cool. I understand. I'll make an effort to go out more. But the expectation in Dubai was super high that I need to be out, let's say, 4 nights a week. And for me, um, without going into my own like medical stuff or whatever, but as far as hormones and whatever, drinking alcohol all the time, sleeping late, eating badly because you're out late all the time, it just was not working for me. I was really on my last legs. I really struggled in those first few months. And okay, cool. Then I made an effort to go out, and then it ended up being the fact that if you work in Dubai in the industry that I work in, which is alcohol adjacent to entertainment, you have to be out all the time. And in this video that I posted a year ago today, I was in my third year living here, and I still was expected to go out all the time. And it was maybe 60% of why I ended up resenting my job so much. I really, really struggled with that because I'm now in my later years a hermit. I want to be in my house. And because I'd done that entire going out all the time thing, because first of all, I was in events. So for me, going out is not the same as anyone else. Going out for me was like work. I don't enjoy being out. I enjoy being out now on my terms, and it's like this. Whereas here, I had to do so much, and I even was said that even after 3 years, I was still expected to go out so much. And the moral of this oral is that I'm so glad that now in my new job, I left that job at the end of last year. I don't have to go out because I'm not looking after Dubai market. I'm looking after Europe. So I'm not in Europe, of course. I only deal with distributors, and I'll see them when I see them, as you see what I've posted or whatever. I don't have to be out. Even when I am in Europe representing the brand, it's only a few days that I can come back to my cocoon and do nothing and be quiet and be in my house, because I'm so spent from 15 years of being in this industry and being outside on events and activations and that kind of stuff. So I was just reflecting on that and just wanted to remind people, Uti, when you move to a new market, you're starting from scratch. Even though you're not new to this, you are new to this new country. So they expect you to kind of start from scratch and do all the things that you've already done in your own country, and that can be really difficult. So, yeah,